It's fine. Open cloud, cloud.
And what is your biggest learning in the last 3 years?
The market itself has grown. People are adapting AI and technology in a much, much bigger way. Technology has become more affordable.
And like a lot of companies went bankrupt overnight because of regulations. In your sales calls, in your demos, what have your experiences been with regulatory bodies in India or outside India as well?
Hi, I'm Ramzy Syed and I'm the founder of Docxster.
I'm Jishnu, I'm co-founder of Docxster and heading that product.
I'm Steve and I'm part of the founder's office here at Docxster. What do you guys do in the last 3.5 years with Docxster? And then let's talk about what are we doing now?
For the last 3 years, it was about building a product, understanding the market, understanding who our customers are, and how what we are building is gonna suit their needs in the best possible way.
Docxster was just doing OCI for only invoices. I mean, we were able to only cater one particular segment. The technology itself was different. So we were using OCR models for doing it. Now we are using LLM models. Plus we can now do for almost all the document types, and the turnaround time, the accuracies, everything has got, and the price has gone down. Market has gone bigger. So everything has changed for me from when I was starting to work and now.
Right.
The market itself has grown. People are adapting AI and technology in a much, much bigger way. Technology has become more affordable.
I used Docxster to automate the entire hiring pipeline for different roles that we hired. I mean, before the process used to be that, okay, you used to post a job post on LinkedIn, look at the resume, and then have to type things into Excel. Like right now with Docxster, like it automatically just populates things into Excel. If you change the status bar, it'll automatically book a meeting from the email address, things like that. It'll create a calendar invite, things like that. So Docxster has been, I think it's a very useful tool if you know how to calibrate it to your particular life. What does Docxster 2.0 look like? Okay, since we have now hit the market, we are now selling in the US, we're selling in the Middle East, we're selling in India. Like, what are the new capabilities? What has Docxster now become?
Yeah, well, it's actually Docxster what 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. We have. It looks like every time there was a new model, a new leap in AI, we just had to keep upgrading ourselves. But just to compare what we were doing earlier to what we are doing now, earlier maybe like you said, we were processing invoices, and then it wasn't even templateless back then.
I still remember the days where Ramzy used to send me this document for the customers where we want to automate, and I have to build a schema for it and then push it to the code, then customer can use it. Nowadays, it's like very seamless. They can simply upload the document to the schema builder and configure themselves and use that in the workflow builder. I mean,
absolutely. So now it's templateless. Not just templateless, it could be any document. Like we would just get a very random document, let's say arrival notice for a shipment, which we've never even heard of such a document. We can pick up items from there. And earlier, maybe we had to have a in-depth, process mapping on what do you want to do with the extracted document.
Yeah.
That itself was a services project. And now it's just kind of plug and play, plug what happens, plug your downstream applications, pick out the data that we need, send it wherever you want, validate them. Earlier, you had to build a model to extract stuff from invoice, build another model extracting from PO. I don't know a way to make the formats match and then validate them. And now it's all of that can be done in like 5 minutes instead of 5 weeks maybe earlier.
No. Honestly, it was 3 months for one model type. So maybe we trained our initial models on invoices. It took us almost 50,000 plus documents and manually annotating it. We had an annotation team which was just doing the annotation of each word, mapping to the which label it is. And it was very stringent to that label itself. I mean, in the sense, if you have 10 labels and 5 columns, that's all.
Right.
It's not at all flexible.
Right.
And think of the team size you need just to annotate. So it used to take us 3 months just to annotate. Then after that, you another month for training the model and making it better. So we did that multiple times. And I said, Ramzy, this is not going to work. I mean, I still remember the days where Ramzy, if you're going to solve for the entire industry, you have to think of something which is very revolutionary kind of thing. So that's the reason when I said, Ramzy, let's stop this. Then we will come up with something new.
He's actually right. I feel like it's embarrassing to admit, maybe I was a dinosaur over here, because we're trying to build ML models, which is quite complicated. And quite long back, Jishnu said, look at this, ChatGPT is doing it, you know. And I said, not gonna last. Let's focus on building models. But somewhere down the line, you managed to convince me, and I said, okay, you know, let's keep that active, but start working on experiment with LLM models. Most of our competitors also switch to LLM models, and why not? I mean, you know, it brings back my own, vision for Docxster, which was to make things affordable. And LLMs kind of helped us do that. I still remember initial days, invoice processing was, you know, market rate, even on an economic level, was what, $500 for 1,000 pages, right? Or something like that. And that's crazy expensive. And today it's like a fraction of that. So making the switch earlier, and when we made the switch, I don't think a lot of competitors were still doing that. It took a few more months after that to follow through. So yeah, we're sticking to the vision, making technology affordable, easier, intuitive for all kinds of businesses to adopt.
If ChatGPT and Claude can do the same thing, why should Docxster? Why should you need Docxster? See, I still feel like even I do use Claude so much for coding. Okay, now it's still not in a position where like you can simply like say Claude do that and like push to production. It's not the same. So it's similar for the document processing as well. If you are just extracting some documents, I still feel like someone has to manually review it. So that's where the review platform of Docxster comes in picture, where we have made it so efficient to review a particular document. So even if you just have ChatGPT can give you an extracted text, maybe a document you can refer if you have a 2-window screen. Fine. Now, how will you know where the text exactly is, right? So when you want to review it faster, you want to make as productive as it is, right? So for us, it's like you click on that text, it will show where exactly it goes to the particular page, then pops up and shows you where the text is extracted exactly from. So I mean, now at least that should be the gate. We should keep that gate before allowing some kind of an AI kind of a thing into the process.
Yeah, and I second that. It's about control also. That is in two ways. One is the human in the loop itself, you know, the review platform where not only do we extract and present that to someone and they get to pick and choose or make edits and all of that, but the second thing is control itself in terms of what needs to be picked out. Earlier, and even today, either with ML models or other people who are using LLMs, extraction and all of that, there is a preset fields that you can extract from a specific document. Anything else you have to, I don't know, contract with people for professional services and build out the whole model itself. But here you get to pick and choose what you need extracted and in what format itself.
But I want you to take a look back at your peers, competitors, both from a document automation standpoint and workflow automation tools. Okay, and maybe other companies that are playing the same games that we are, maybe more specific to certain industries. When you take a look at these kinds of companies and you rank Docxster against them, where do you think we fall in the race? Do you think they have some things that we can learn from? Do you think they're far behind and we are ahead of the game in some sense? Like, what is your general view of the competitive space that we are in?
I mean, I feel we are in a pretty good space. We're the best. No, but I think everybody is doing a fantastic job. In terms of features, functionalities, I really feel we are very well placed in terms of what we offer. But at the end of the day, it all points down to how well you know a customer and how well their business operates. In that sense, we are really proficient with a couple of industries out there, and I'm trying to learn. Personally, I'm trying to learn more and more about different industries because, like you said, or like everyone says, not a secret. You build stuff up on cloud, or you build stuff up on.
Just repeat that.
Fine. Open cloud. Okay. So anyone and everyone can really build something on top of one of these Ultrons and really give a service to someone, and it's quite possible.
Yeah.
It really, again, really boils down to how well you know a process and how well what you're building can integrate with somebody's process.
Right.
So while we have competitors, some might be really proficient in a specific industry. We are good in a specific industry. We're still building skills in other industry. I guess one of the things that could be a key differentiator could be in intuitiveness. How easy is it to operate? Pricing obviously could be a concern. Support, the team behind it. How accessible are they? How available are they? If something breaks down, is it gonna get fixed? How soon is it gonna get fixed? I guess it all points down to all of that.
Is that space actually going to be a blocker? Because I remember when AI sales agents came out, right? Voice agents came out in the US, they had blocked it down. And like a lot of companies went bankrupt overnight because of regulations. In your sales calls, in your demos, what have your experiences been with regulatory bodies in India or outside India as well, in terms of customs brokerage and things like that? How well equipped are we to solve that problem?
I feel regulatory bodies, I feel AI is just moving at such an alarming pace that unfortunately our authorities cannot keep up. I mean, it's difficult for somebody like me in the business to keep up with what's happening, much less for the people on the top, right? The people in power. So I guess everybody is confused, and it's going to take a while before any one of us knows what's going to happen for sure. In terms of it being the blocker for us right now, not much, I would say. We've had situations where a public listed company cited DPDP related issues to us, and then we did an in-depth analysis and figured out that it does not really violate DPDP stumps. We are also DPDP certified. SOC 2, HIPAA, all of that, we've got it under control, GDPRs. I think a couple of months back, where the CVP issued a ruling in terms of OCR-based extraction, especially for customs activities in the US, AI-powered HSN classification, that sort of stuff. They were not really excited about the fact that AI companies are doing this. And they kind of want the customs related activities to be handled by only licensed customs brokers. And at this given point of time, there are at least 15 people that I know who is doing all of this. So what happens to them? And online, there's a lot of chatter around, this is kind of like a Jones Act, what are we supposed to use Abacus now and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I've seen those comments, like when the technology is there, why don't you use it? And I have personally gone through that ruling left and right at least 25 times. And there were some things that I noticed about it. Okay, like they don't want AI companies to do the customs activities, probably because tomorrow maybe the customs broker also might be like, I don't know, this tool did it, so who's responsible? Yeah. So they are saying that the ability to identify and the decision matrix behind what goes onto an entry, customs entry, should lay with the customs brokers itself. And that was able to help us get over many deals, because with Docxster especially, it's the customs brokers who are defining or identifying or deciding what goes onto an internship. That is to the review platform. That is to build your own personal schema or document schema, stuff like that. Yeah, and in terms of AI-powered HSN classifications, first 6 digits can be given by AI, but not all the other 10 cannot even give a recommendation. A lot of people are still doing it, so that's what it's not really a law. It's a ruling in one isolated case, but it remains to be seen what happens in the future.